Welcome back to the channel. So tonight we're doing steak and ale pie, one of my old favorites. So first off, you're going to start off by peeling and dicing 2 white onions. Just chop them all up and set them aside. I was originally worried about this recipe because the ale that I use, Newcastle, has been discontinued in the United States. So I had to find an alternative brown ale. You want a nice nutty brown ale to use in this recipe. So just do both onions, chop them up, and just set them aside. We'll use that in the recipe here in just a moment. Okay, so about 2 pounds of pot roast. I'm going to trim the fat. And once you're done trimming, let's just go ahead and cut it into 2-inch to 3-inch pieces. It'll make it easier to cook, and it'll cook a lot faster in the pressure cooker or even in the slow cooker. If you encounter any sinew, just go ahead and pull that off and, throw it away. Once you get it all nice and cut up into small chunks, we are just going to sprinkle it with kosher salt. Now in a pressure cooker, you can go ahead and brown the meat in 1 tablespoon of olive oil, making sure to brown all the sides. Work in small batches and then just continue for the rest of the meat. If you don't have a pressure cooker and you plan on using a slow cooker for this, brown the meat in a pan and then add it to the slow cooker when you're done. Once you get the meat all brown, let's just go ahead and add it back to the cooker here. With the pressure cooker, you want to make sure you don't fill it more than halfway. So we're going to add all the onions. It seems like a lot of onions, but trust me, if you cut them small enough, they're just going to melt away. Now we're going to add the brown ale, enough to cover the meat. For this pot, it took about 4 bottles of brown ale. Okay, so I'm going to hook up the pressure cooker now. When you're using a pressure cooker, you'll get the same effect as a slow cooker, but only in 35 minutes. Can't believe that. Okay, so when it's done, let's just go ahead and pull the meat out of the pot into a bowl and let it cool down. Let it cool down for at least 5 to 6 minutes so that way you can handle it. Let's make the gravy now. Using the stock out of the pot, we're going to use some Bisto gravy. It's a British gravy mix, and I'll show you how to order it through the comments below. I'm going to pull about 3 cups of stock from the pot. And I'm going to add 1/4 cup of Bisto granules. I'm going to give that a good mix. And after I've given it a nice mix, I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 more 1/4 cup of granules. It'll start to thicken up at this point, and it'll finish thickening as it cools down. You can go ahead and heat it up before you serve it on the plate. Once the beef is cool, give it a nice shred by hand. You'll find it comes apart real easy. Add 1 to 2 cups of gravy and mix it all up. How much gravy you add is just dependent on how much gravy you like. I used probably about 1.5 to almost close to 2 cups on that. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Now we're going to roll out the puff pastry for the top. For simplicity's sake, I used just pre-made pie shells for the bottom. You're going to fill the pie shell with the meat and gravy mixture. And then you're going to cover it and bake it for about 30 minutes for both pies. Unfortunately, my camera didn't record me filling up this pie to the top, so you'll have to forgive me for that. I'm trimming off the edges just to where it hangs off the side. And don't forget to cut the vents in the top, so that way if it starts to boil, it'll just come out the top and not the sides. Pull the nice golden brown pie from the oven and let it cool for about 5 minutes. Okay, let's cut in. You can serve this dish with your favorite sides, mashed potatoes, mushy peas, or whatever you like. Just don't forget to add the extra gravy. All right. Bon appetit and enjoy. So until next time, I'll see you in the kitchen.